Yo, what is up, everyone? Hope you're all doing great and have had a fantastic holiday so far. So with the most recent Anime Crusaders Christmas update that brought the tier 11 portals, or well, not the tier 11, but the Christmas portals that go up to tier 11, I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering what the best way to macro the portals are and the most efficient way, what the best team is. And so I just wanted to make a quick guide video explaining how I personally macro the portals and how I got Dio actually before Pity. And so overnight you can get around 6-7 but you can get around like 7-8 million currency if you do this macro method overnight. And so it's very simple. So as you can see, the team is right here. First up, we got Gilgamesh, because he's literally one of the best. He's probably the second best unit in the game right now, next to Dio. And so this team will not include Dio because this is assuming you don't have Dio, which a lot of people probably don't. And so yeah, this is the best team in my opinion. So like again, so we got Gilgamesh first. He's very good because on his last upgrade he becomes hybrid and he does so much damage. It's insane. It's absurd. Now second, peep the shiny Esdeath, by the way. Second unit you need is Esdeath, okay? And so after her most recent buffs, she's actually very good. I would say she's probably like a top 5 unit right now in the game. And as you can see, I don't really even have good stats on her, but she's just insanely broken in my opinion. She's very good for the portals. And so the third unit we have here is Gray. So ideally for Gray, you don't actually want Crusader in my opinion. Radiant is probably his best trait because you want all 3 placements for Gray, because of his passive that summons a blizzard, because every single Gray will spawn a blizzard. And so you want as many blizzards as you can get, because let me show you guys his passive here. His passive, so every 24 seconds he surrounds himself with a blizzard, right? And so he slows down enemies, he deals 10% of his damage, and he hits flying enemies as well. And so you really need Gray in my opinion. I checked the other Christmas unit like passives. They're not as good, like some apply slow and stuff, but in my opinion Gray is the best unit that you can use, especially with Esdeath, because she does do more damage to frozen and stunned enemies. And then the fourth unit is just Mr. Champion. This dude just buffs all physical units by 80% when he's fully maxed out, so he's insanely broken. He basically makes Esdeath pretty much broken in portals for her summons, because you want more damage on Esdeath to get higher HP summons. So he's very good at doing that. And then the fifth and sixth units, ideally you want 2 farms so you can max out Gilgamesh and Esdeath and the buffer. So ideally you want 2 farms, but it might work with a single farm. And for this macro, guys, we're going to be using Tiny Task, which I have downloaded right here. If you don't know how to download it, I'll leave a link in the description of the video, so you can just go and click on it, boom, download it right from there. And so yeah, the first step is to make sure that you have multiple tier 11 portals in your inventory. So I only have 1 tier 11 portal. It's this one right here, and the other 2 are just tier 1s. So the reason why you want more tier 11 portals is because if a secret portal pops up when you're macroing it, you want to make it so that after it picks the secret portal, it doesn't pick the most recent one. So then that way what it'll do is it'll pick the portal in the middle, and if that's a tier 11 portal, tier 10, whatever it may be, it'll pick that one, and your macro basically won't break. Because if you don't know, secret portals teleport you to a different server. It's basically like not gonna work with the Tiny Task. And so yeah, this is the team, and then we're just gonna go ahead and hop into a tier 11 here. Alright, so we're in the portal, and as you can see, you also get an 80% currency buff from using both Esdeath and Gray. And so it's really good. It's really, in my opinion, this is the best way to macro this portal. So the first step is placing down all of your farms. Just place them all down. First, you want to place the first unit that you want to place down is going to be Gilgamesh, and place him down right here. Don't place him anywhere else. This is the best placement for him because he becomes a cone AoE hybrid on last upgrade. So you want to make sure that he's placed right here. So the next unit that you want to place is Esdeath. Place her right here, right in front of Gilgamesh. And then the third unit is Mr. Champion. This is because in the unit manager, you want him to show up here so that you can auto upgrade him. And then just place down your grays. Make sure they're within Esteth, her range, which they most likely will be. And so after this, what you want to do is first you want to auto upgrade Sprint Wagon. So what you want to do is you want to upgrade Speed Wagon. Wait for him to fully upgrade. I'm gonna show you guys. Basically, this is exactly how you want to do it in the portal. Just the first thing you want to do is max out your farm, and then what you need to do here. This is a crucial point for this specific macro. Is you need to upgrade Gilgamesh twice. Upgrade him twice, and then auto upgrade Lloyd. Okay, and then by I think wave 12 or 13. Gilgamesh should be fully upgraded, which gives you more than enough time to max everyone else out. So this is what you want to do. You want to upgrade Gilgamesh. And so there are flying enemies that come, I think on wave 9 or 10, they start showing up around here. So this is the reason why you want to bring Gray, is because his Blizzard with 3 placements will actually be able to pretty much clean up the air units. Most of the time they will. For this one, for this specific example, as you can see here. Oh yeah, see, anyways, so Gray will always clean up the air units, so you don't need to worry about it. He's going to be the early air unit like cleaner. And then what you want to do is after Lloyd's maxed out, fully upgrade Gilgamesh. Just fully upgrade him. Don't auto upgrade anyone else. Don't upgrade anyone else. Just fully upgrade Gilgamesh. Get him to hybrid. By wave 12 you should have him on a hybrid. And so once Gilgamesh is fully upgraded, all you're going to do is auto upgrade Esteth and then auto upgrade the buffer. And that's pretty much it. Pretty much what you want to do. This is what I use to get Dio. In my opinion, this is the best macro. There are other macros that include the other Christmas units that will give you more of a buff. But in my opinion, this is the most effective and efficient and, you know, reliable macro. After Gilgamesh is fully upgraded, just auto upgrade Esteth. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you do it in the exact order like I said, or else you will lose. The air units will leak and you will lose. You need to prioritize upgrading Gilgamesh. Otherwise, like I said, it will not work and you will lose the portal. And so you can see here, Esteth is upgrading, slowly upgrading. And so when she's max upgraded, I think she does like 466,000 damage. Which is really good because all of her summons spawn with 100% HP of her damage. So whatever damage she's doing is exactly how much HP her summons are going to happen. So every 10 kills, so you're gonna see every 10 kills she gets a summon, so she's gonna have 5 summons walk here. They're very slow, they're like ghetto summons but 10 times slower. You'll see, don't worry. They'll eventually make it up here. Yeah, you can see here, how much HP does this guy have? He has 133k. That's because I think that was when we first placed Esteth. But yeah, basically after you max out Esteth, all you do is auto upgrade your buffer. And so ideally the best trait for your buffers is gilded because it makes their upgrade cheaper. Here, I'm just gonna show you guys what the summons are. They should have, yeah, see, 466k. This guy has like 600k, and see, he has 800k. And so the thing about these summons is that they hit air units. So they're really good for just stalling the air units. You know, the ground units are all gonna die. They get deleted, right? Because Esteth and Gilgamesh, they pretty much delete all the units. And so back to the macro, just make sure that your camera's angled like this or like this. You know, just make sure that whichever way you angle it, you can place down all your units. Ideally, like I said, this is the best placement for the macro. You want to place him here. But yeah, if you did it correctly, by wave 20, you should have everybody upgraded that you need upgraded. And then these guys will all die, so you don't even have to worry about it. And the boss, it seems like he has a lot of HP, right? But he gets deleted, don't worry. This boss gets deleted. You don't even need to worry about it. And so for the traits for the units, guys, it's absolutely crucial that you have Crusader on both of them. Maybe for Esteth you could have like Radiant or something, but in my opinion the best trait to do this macro is just Crusader on both Gilgamesh and Esteth. And then for Gray, honestly, you could just have any sort of mythic trait on him, but I feel like, I mean, I got Aurora, but I feel like his best trait might be radiant, because like I said, you want multiple placements so that all of the placements can do summon the blizzard. And then make sure that when you're doing the macro to always have your unit manager open, because like if you don't, your macro won't work. So you need to make sure that your unit manager is open. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then once this ends here, I'm gonna show you guys how to start this macro using Tiny Task, because a lot of people were asking me you know, how I start my macro. So I'm just gonna show you guys when I start it and how I start it. And so this guy's gonna get deleted. Very simple, very easy, very straightforward. There he is. So don't even worry about which portal to pick. Like, most likely you will you will downgrade to a tier 10, but it's okay. Before you start your macro, just look at every single portal and see what tier they are. Like, for example, this is tier 11. So what you want to do now is open Tiny Task. Okay, position yourself right. Boom, open Tiny Task. Okay, let me click on Tiny Task here. And then here are my Tiny Task settings. So what you want to do is, I keep it down here in the bottom corner. I've seen people leave it up here. Some people like leave it down here. It's really just up to you. I like it in this corner the best. After opening up Tiny Task, what you want to do is just click on Preferences real quick. Make sure Always on Top is toggled on and Continuous Playback is on as well. Do not change the playback speed or anything. You don't need to. Just leave it as is, 1x. And if you want, you can change your recording hotkey. If you want to just make it shorter and you don't want to like manually come here and click on it, but I don't use it. It's up to you, honestly. And so what happens, so what you want to do after the portal ends is just click record on Tiny Task, and then click off, and then click around on the not on the units. Wait, let me restart that to make sure it's exactly how it should be. So you want to click record on Tiny Task, and then click off on Roblox. Just click a couple times. And then what you want to do is, like I said, before you start the macro, check which one is the tier 11 portal, okay? And so I'm going to say maybe like 50% of the time, you won't always get a tier 11. If it's on the right, okay, or on the left, wherever it is, just pick tier 11. But that doesn't mean that the next time you play the portal, it's going to be a tier 11. Anyways, what you want to do is, I'm just going to restart this macro because it's been like 30 seconds and I've done nothing. But basically, again, like I said, click record, click off, just click around here, and then click on this portal, click on it a few times, and then click yes, and just keep clicking around. As you can see, you get around like 50k per tier 11. You get more than 50k, so it's very good. This macro is amazing. You're going to see. And so what you want to do is click pick portal, and then here's the important part. So when you have multiple tier 11 portals in your inventory here, okay, what you want to do is pick the portal, the tier 11 portal that's in the middle. Don't pick the one that's right here, the first one, the newest one, okay? And so since I have no other tier 11 portals, I'm just going to go ahead and click on this. But like I said, what you want to do is you want to make sure that the macro is picking the middle tier 11 portal. And then from here on out, you just do the same placements. Place down your farm units, and then place down Gilgamesh right here. Place down Esteth. Place down your buffer first because you want him in the unit manager, and then just place down Gray. Place down all 3 placements of him, and then like I said, auto upgrade Speedwagon first, and then upgrade Gilgamesh twice, and then auto upgrade Lloyd, and then fully upgrade Gilgamesh, and then Esteth, and then just do it in that order, and I guarantee you your macro is going to work like butter. It did for me. I got Dio. As you can see, I have the blessing here, which is amazing, by the way, and the model, one of the best macros I would say so far from what I've seen. This is the way to do it, and this is the team to do it. I'm sure there are other macros out there with different teams, but like I said, again, in my opinion, this is the best macro. This is how I did it. And so yeah, after that, I close Tiny Task, but you just do everything all over again. And then when the portal ends, so when this portal ends, you just click yours should be recording for the macro. You just click record again, and then you click play. Make sure, like I said, you have the proper settings on. It should be continuous playback, always on top, and then you're good to go. And yeah, that'll be all, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something. If you did, maybe drop a comment, drop a like or something, drop a sub. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.